Okay, hopefully I'm live again. This time I went ahead and did some magics. And the magic should give you a much better video quality and better audio quality. Hopefully, let's see here. I should be back live again. Let's see. I'm live again. There you go. T. Fever writes, welcome back. I am glad to be back. Hopefully the quality of this stream is improved from the previous one. Turned out that I had some of my settings set to really low bit rates, so I went ahead and changed them back to the maximum bit rates, and I'm broadcasting again to verify. Yep, someone says 720p source now. Yay! Okay. So hopefully, after I look at the videos up on YouTube and stuff and do some analysis, I'll make certain that these are the right settings I should be using from here on. T. Fever writes, the magics don't work when ones are switching you on a cell phone connections and downloading Windows 11 Force install. Windows 11, you poor, poor soul. I should go on a rant right now on Windows 11, but I should accept that on its own show because Windows 11 is one where there is no reason why there's any problem with installing Windows 11 on pretty much every single PC that runs Windows 10. The security issues are basically all garbage. I mean, you have this require from it for, I think it was for BitLocker or some TPM chip, and then you have to have the requirement of what's it called, smart booting. So it's called. You know, what's funny is that I'm forgetting some of these damn terms, but essentially it's secure boot. That's the term, secure boot. But it's one where that, you know, for people like me, secure boot, it's not secure at all. Oh, if I have physical access to your computer, you are screwed. Let's put it that way. T. Fever writes, don't look at me. I'm a Mac Linux guy. Good for you. I'm also a Mac Linux girl, too. I just happen to do my primary work on a Windows PC. But I have a couple of X servers down in my server room, which I use for, you know, doing my Mac build bots. And I also have an M1 Mac over there for doing modern cell phone work. And, of course, for Linux, right now I'm using Ubuntu Windows WSL, but I also have a Mac Mini with Ubuntu installed on it for an actual native build, so I can do final tests to make sure everything runs fine in native hardware. Because, you know, Burgertime. Let's see here. So, anyone have any questions for me before I get off and do a lot of analysis to make certain that these streams are working just fine, so that when I actually pick a topic for, for Sunday, I will actually know what the heck I'm talking about. But I've got a lot of things to talk about. One is I'm doing some stuff with Facebook, or Meta, as we call them, at the performance, and I'm working on a nice little project I'm going to be sharing with the world very, very soon, and I wanted to do a whole tutorial on that. Then, of course, let's see, Sailor Rock was still going, but I already did a show based on that. Windows 11 and me crying about why they're requiring, you know, things on an operating system that for all intents and purposes should just run fine. Because, like, for me, of all the PCs I've got around here, Windows 11 so far claims that it can only run on 3 of them. Whereas the other, like, 20 PCs I've got, including giant server machines, they're all saying, oh, you know, this is a machine with 24 cores and 192 gig of memory. Oh, sorry, we can't install Windows 11 because reasons. I mean, that machine is more powerful than most machines being sold today, and Windows 11 is telling it. So, yeah, there's something else weird going on. Burn You Bad writes, yeah, it's a resource hog, it seems. Yeah, but this machine has 192 gig of memory. It is a server, and it can't install Windows 11. What is wrong here? An operating system does not take any more than 2 gig. Now, granted, 2 gig of memory is still a freaking hog, but 192 gig is like, yeah. Burn You Bad writes, the problem is it's Windows OS, he. I am not going to disagree with you. I am not. So, anyways, hopefully, unless somebody has a topic I can impromptu talk about, I'm going to be signing off shortly. Let's see here. Someone says highlighter, import a clip for your computer. Back to the stream. But that's about it. Hopefully, Ian Janu writes, I have a theory that this might be a lame attempt at Microsoft to attempt to kill the Spectre and Meltdown exploits. Well, you may be right about that because of the fact that the Spectre and Meltdown are exploits that are available only because there's a bug in the CPU. But at the same time, it would be, code signing can fix that, a lot of that. And secondly is, when you have a hardware problem, yeah, really in many cases the only solution is to get a new computer. But, Linux, doesn't really have that much of a problem, and Mac, it suffers from those same bugs, but they're not really being rife with malware either. One guy, personal CT, writes, that's the reason IT people love Windows. Everyone now. Job security. Yeah, you could say that also about Linux and Mac, because very, very few people who own companies, myself excluded, know anything about computers. I mean, I own a company, and I know all about computers, considering, look behind me, I'm completely surrounded by them. Burn You Bad writes, would like to see you do some coding tutorials on simple stuff like drawing lines on different platforms and how fast you could do them, or any throwback cool things. Yeah, I could do a whole topic on how the Bresenham line algorithm works, and I could do another one about how the Bresenham circle algorithm works. Because both of them I had to learn back in the VIC-20 days, and I remember even had to use a variant of it for doing lines on the Atari 2600. Another one writes, yes, most of those exploits were patched on my Linux system. Yep. Fern writes, Bresenham's fun. Yeah, Bresenham is really fun. I just love the fact that there's algorithms in which it really is nothing more than stepping with a fraction and then using the changes of the integer. And that essentially, based on the numbers you feed it, will give you either a straight line or up to 45-degree line. And that can be definitely a topic on its own. You wrote a very nice demo on the C64 with mirrored lines and multicolored back in the day. Yes, I did. There was Chuck Norris Super Kicks was the first one I did. Then I used it. Then there was a game on the VIC-20, then later the C64 called Final Eclipse. And that's when I first really discovered the Bresenham line algorithm. Of course, back then, I invented it myself. I didn't know it had already been invented by somebody else. I just called Bresenham only because he's the one who wrote the white paper long before I even knew the white paper existed. But the real use of it was in a series of games I did called Mind Shadow, Tracer Sanction, Borrowed Time, and a remaster of Demon's Forge, in which the graphics were all line draws on the fly and fills, and those were done using a Bresenham line algorithm, a Bresenham circle algorithm, because it actually could draw circles. And I remember doing some cube demos, which were actually in 3D math, and I had them rotating in all lines of different colors so you knew which way it was doing. And I was doing that back in 1980, 81, somewhere in there, just a cube. But the very fact that people were looking at, oh my goodness, you could do 3D math on an Apple II, it's like, yeah, you can. But I'll go ahead and make a note of that Bresenham line algorithm, Bresenham circle. So I'll make that a topic one of these days. But anyways, thank you very much for putting up with my crap, and I went ahead and going to go do some statistical analysis to verify that the stream was not jammed or anything. Basically, I'm just going to look at logs. It's log, it's hard, it's heavy, it's wood. But I will talk to you later, everybody. Take care, Burn You Bad, take care, everybody. And of course, please follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitch. I'm Burger Becky